Hiya. All right, it's a new day, and we are back at the loom. Where we left off yesterday is everything is now, we're now strung. The tension feels good all the way across. And I finished off by loading up my shuttles. So today we're actually going to get this started. I know I've been promising this, but this is where we actually do this. So here we go. I'm going to change the angle so that you can see the loom and not my face, and we'll get some things happening. Now you'll notice I'm going to start the um, with the black, and it's an acrylic. It's stronger, and it's just going to give the fabric that I'm creating, because that's what we're doing at the end of the day, some structure. So here we go. I'm going to try a new angle and see if we can make something work here. All right, so welcome back to the loom, and I think you can see the better part of it. I'm going to do my best not to have my shoulder and in blocking things. So I'm going to start with the black, and the first thing I've done is I have pulled off of my shuttle 4 times the width of my project, so that this will actually dangle down underneath until I'm ready to come back in and stitch along the new fabric, just so that it can be nice and neat, and I'm doing edging early on. I like to, after I start throwing a few picks, to actually do my edging, and then when I'm taking it off, that's already taken care of, and I don't think about it. So here it is, and I'm just going to rock this down underneath so I don't have to worry about it. Here's my other one, and I will pull that in just as soon as I need it. So we're going to start in the down position. I've put it in the up position, but I want to show you why I've decided on starting in the down position, because the last one of these went in the up position, and just so that I have a more secure setup, we're going to start in the down position. Yep. Now things will flow much more smoothly as we get along, but the first couple I always find feel awkward. Get that into place. And go up. Now, I'm not going to, a couple of things I've seen as we get started, I just want to make sure that my edges are as neat as possible. So I've got it tucked up to the side, it's not pulling either way, and I've got the tail at an angle so that when I beat it down, it's going to have enough space to be able to tighten up and not be pulling inappropriately. So there's two. Again, I'm doing the same thing on this side. Okay, so right now I've got 4 of my black in the regular pattern. At this point, I'm going to change from black to gray. However, because this is the opening, I really want to do another 4 in black, and so I'm going to have a wider band of the black yarn to be able to have um, just a layer. It's an artist's choice. I want it there. I'm gonna do it. I wish I could explain because why I'm thinking, but the words are just not coming out. It happens. All right, so back at it. So we're gonna do another 4. I will at the other end make an edge the same way, so it'll be 8 at the end of black. You'll also notice I'm not beating this really firmly. I don't want to. Here's my thought. Because I'm dealing with 2 different textures and 2 different widths on the yarn types I've chosen, I don't want to really beat things super hard. So we'll see how this goes. All right. That should be 8. I'm going to do a quick check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, here's where we're going to introduce the gray. I'm going to leave a smaller tail because I'm going to end up weaving it back in so that it looks nice and neat. One. Okay, this is where I would bring, can you see this over here? Okay, let me see if I can angle this so you can see the other side a little bit better where, there we go. My apologies for the wonky camera work. There we go. Okay, everything's standing. So here's my tail. Some people will weave them in at the end. I actually like to do it right now. I want it tucked in. so that when I beat this, that's going to tuck that down, and I will be able to then trim this later on, and you could take it right up to the end if you wanted. Yeah, let me show you. Why not? So, and it will practically disappear. Again, I'm beating very gently. I don't want to crush this. And it does mean that my weave is not going to be tight, and that's okay. It's just a lap blanket. And that would work, you know, a little more open weave would work for scarves and whatnot too. Now, with this patterning, one thing to keep in mind is that we're not trimming one yarn to start a new one every time, okay? There's 4. I'm now going to put the gray at the back, bring the black forward. Just move that out of the way. Thank you. And throw black. Now normally I do this in 2s, and so it doesn't drag a lot. It is leaving. I'm going to bring you around so you can see. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, so I think I can show you what I'm looking at here. And that is when I do the 4, I'm getting a pull here, which I'm not a fan of. I'm really not. I bet there's a way I can weave that in. Because normally when you have a 2, it's only a jump of here, like it's because we've got 4, it would be half that. And so that's not too much drag between the 2 colors. But when it's 4, that just seems excessive. Like that seems really excessive. Okay. I'm going to try something, and what I'm going to do essentially is unweave these last 2 rows, pull the black up through, and then weave so that it's sitting right along here, and then weave in the black row. That's what I'm going to try. I'm going to have to move you again so that because you happen to be right where that's where my shed is, and I'll end up hitting the camera. So I'm going to reposition and unweave and see if this works. Okay, this will do for now. All right, so back out what I just did. don't mind sharing the thought process with me. Sometimes, as you're trying something new, you need to redevelop your thought processes. Okay. Oops. Okay. So here's my thought. Before I reweave this back in, I want to make sure that the black is caught. What if I put it up here for a minute? I hope you can see what I'm... Can you see this? Can you see what's going on here? Not really. Okay, let me show you. As I'm going to bring it down a little closer here. Okay. So I've brought the black up through, and I've put it up here so that it'll stay on this side. The idea is that this gray now will catch that, and oh my gosh, this is not easy to try and film. The gray will catch that and hold it in place. We'll try. We're gonna try. Worst thing that'll happen is that I won't like it, but I haven't lost anything in the process, you know? But if I get a third of the way through this and I look over and I see those hanging bits, I'm not going to be happy with that. So I'd rather take a little bit more time now and solve this slight conundrum now. There we go. I've got it tucked up there. And now it's currently caught. There we go. And now it's now tucked into that loop so that when I go to switch, it won't be dragging across. It's better. My edging will get better over time. There's 4 again. So I have the black back over here, out of the way of the heddle. And then the down position. There we go. Let's see where we are at. Okay. So that seemed to be successful. Okay. So now I just need to remember that halfway through the set of 4, I need to make sure that the opposite color is caught up in the edge so that I don't have a messy edge. One. Now this is number 3, so I'm going to put my gray up on the other side of the petal so that it'll catch. Should catch. Yes, should catch. See, now that caught up in there, which we definitely do want. We want it to be neat. There we go. Tuck that in. 3. And 4. Okay. Got some pulling happening. I have to be more aware of that. All right, so now I need to bring the whole thing down. My workspace, by the way, has gotten very small, so I've got a very small shed going on right now. That's not going to work for me. Still making. I'm constantly checking my shed, my tension. I don't know about anybody else, but I tend to. Okay, let's take a look at the. Hang on, this is getting a little silly. Hang on. Okay. Just wanted to show you the weave as it stands and get a good picture of what's going on here on the edge. You see how it's all tucked in now? So we don't have long bits that are dragging. Ooh, that's really close to my head. I don't know if I'm perfectly happy with it at this point, but it'll do. Got a little bit of, you see that happening? There's a tension thing there. But when I was winding it, I actually noticed that it was bunching a little bit, which I found odd. But that's okay. This is why I really like having it like this, so that using this method is that I can rebalance it for a little bit yet. I can rebalance. It's not the ideal setup, of course, but there. Okay. So I am going to next throw a few more, and then we need to do an edge along here. Pull these out because they're not needed anymore. And that will give me the space to move the whole project down and keep working. There we go. Okay, so I have pulled out 2 of these. There we go. Third one's still in there. Now I work from the bottom up to pull them out because they're looser down here than they are right up against the weave. So it's just a case of gently pulling it out because it's just woven in there. It's not locked in. So once you've got it partially pulled out, there we go, you can then just give it a little pull and it comes out. Now you have the space to work to hem stitch the bottom and secure these bottom couple of rows so that they don't come out when you take the weaving off the loom.